Hello, good morning, and how are you faring? Today we have a very controversial thing to talk about. We will be looking at infidelity in marriage. Yep, it's something that most families have had to contend with at one point or another. It's always a trending topic because it's just this thing that never wants to go away. My name is Devan. You can call me D. And I'm not alone. In fact, we're expecting one more person. I hope he shows up because it's not a woman issue alone. And I'll allow my fellow panelists to introduce themselves, starting with you.
My name is Joy Okpanachi. I'm a football analyst. And I always come on conversations because this is the best place to be.
Yes.
My name is Coach Didi. I'm a mental health and personal development coach.
Yeah. So, Coach Didi and Joy are here. Like I said, we're expecting one more person to round it out. But before that person comes in, we wanted to find out what the man on the street thinks about infidelity. So let's have this quick vox pop.
I'm not married, but I knew that marriage men keep on coming, you understand, and they will come and ask for outing, and I'll ask them, you're married. Some will even lie that they are not enjoying their marriage, all those kind of things. So for me, that's what I see. Men cheat.
Men are likely to cheat in a relationship, in marriage entirely, because they are polygamous. Not just being polygamous, they feel they are always right, and they are the men. They go out they feed the house. They are the breadwinner of the house, so they will do what they want to do.
A man, I could say man have a tendency to cheat more than a woman because it's more, I can say it's more forbidden for a woman to cheat.
Whenever you hear about the issue of cheat, it's always coming from the man most of the times. That doesn't necessarily mean that women don't cheat. But women are more conservative. Women can hold their feelings much more than men. When a man feels high somehow, the tendency that he misbehaves is there.
I see some drivers or some people driving taxi, their wife is in the village. Then your wife is in the village, you spend 8 months, 1 year outside the village without your family. Then you're expecting your wife to stay and continue waiting for you. And you are here, when you see girls, you carry them, you go to hotel, you carry them, you go to your house where you are staying. But your wife is at home waiting for you for 1 year. Do you think that that woman will look for somebody else, isn't it? She cannot continue waiting for you. Men made such a mistake.
Previous to this present century or generation, we all know that men are more likely to cheat, but now it's female. It's a two-way thing. A man is likely to cheat, a woman is likely to cheat. That's just it. Why? It's because everybody wants to explore. Everybody wants to test the oceans or test the waters. And most especially, it's in a case whereby someone had a period or a heartbreak, like for a woman now, maybe she went through a hell and maybe she devoted all her time in that relationship. And she discovered the guy cheated on her. She's more likely not to heal, rather to go and continue the good work of what she has experienced.
So if the man, as the head of the family, doesn't know what to do, how to, put his family together and bring them closer to God, because he's not a child of God, he will likely cheat. And seeing the woman also, if she's not a good believer, if she's not rooted in God, she can also cheat. So I believe anybody can cheat.
Oh, quite some interesting views there. I tend to agree with them. They said men are more likely to cheat, at least that's what I got. Men are more likely to cheat, but women are catching on. So, the focus is not just infidelity broadly, but specifically infidelity in marriage. Hadia, let's start with you. Coach Didi, let's start with you. What is infidelity?
Now it's so hard to define infidelity because infidelity is basically breaking trust. Okay. In marriage in particular, it's when you have sexual relations with another person other than the person you are married to, basically. But then things have changed. It could also be sharing nude pictures. It could be sexting. It could be watching pornography. So I think it's hard to say this is just what infidelity, because it means different things to different people. And it's so easy to cheat now with the technology. It's much easier to cheat now.
Hadia, Coach Didi made a very, I think a very salient observation.
Okay.
She brought the aspect of sharing nudes and things like that. Now, this is a contactless kind of thing. Can it still fall into cheating? Do you think so, Joy?
The good thing about Coach Didi, she had broadened everything.
Yeah.
She had made everything, she simplified it.
Yeah.
The biggest cheating now is pornography. Because why do I say that? A married man locks his phone, the married woman locks his phone. You're supposed to be at home interacting. But if you realize now, if you check from all the statistics, most of the time they're on the phone. And what is there? People are sending nude pictures. People are turned on by nude pictures. So for me, that's infidelity.
When Coach Didi spoke about porn, my mind went to the commercial stuff. Where, it's not people these are entertainers who are probably high on drugs. That's where my mind went, and I was like,
Okay.
If a couple watch that kind of thing in order to, reinvigorate their bedroom life, does that now become cheating? But now that you've contextualized it from the perspective of personal stuff, sending pictures, videos, and things like that to other people, yes, I do agree that is cheating, and I think it's a very unintelligent way to cheat. Because the reason why I put it that way is this: I'm sorry, I'm still a bit old-fashioned. I cannot, for the life of me, fathom. I would have to be unconscious for you to get a picture of me naked. First of all, I don't think I look that good naked. So, no, seriously. So I don't want that picture captured anywhere. Never mind sending it to anybody.
To somebody else.
And then, why would I want to, it's baffling. Okay, we've agreed that pornography, porn, that kind of porn and things like this can all constitute infidelity. What about emotional bonding?
Yeah.
There are people who are not doing anything with anybody per se, but they have this one person that they confide in, that they are closer to than their spouse, and that person is not a relative.
Yes.
It could be an old friend, it could be an old classmate, an old colleague, a current colleague, or somebody that they vent to, somebody that they share with their deepest thoughts, their deepest fears and desires and things that they're not sharing with the person that they actually should be sharing with, which is their spouse.
Yeah. Okay, let me chip in. I am a people's person, and one thing I like to do is I like to interact, and because of the age group that I am in, we're much older, we're very old-fashioned, but I now have younger people who are married. The older ones are a bit better when it comes to pornography, but the younger
What do you
ones.
mean by better?
Better in the sense that most of them don't know how to do it. Because when I see the younger ones, how do you're married and you're sending those kind of videos and pictures to a man with your face
attached to it.
If you notice, men never send pictures.
They don't. What they do?
Without their faces.
But they're clever about it. They don't show
That's
their
it.
face.
Yeah,
So here I am wondering, I'm a married woman. Anything I'm supposed to do it in secret. Now most of the married women have male friends as people they confide in. And you see, sometimes your friends now lash onto, oh my God, she's sad, she's depressed. And before you know it, emotions are, look, whether you can be a pastor. That's why they say that men should not be in a room. Your pastor shouldn't be in a room with a female. If your pastor is male, you shouldn't be in a female room, because anything can happen.
Exactly.
So if the pastors can't handle themselves, what do you expect from normal,
regular
everyday people?
Sure.
That's quite that's really
and
it's a tough one.
That principle is actually being also applied to the medical sector, where a male doctor most times will not attend to a female without another female medical professional.
True.
Usually a nurse,
Yes.
a female nurse, in the same room. We have our guest who can walk in. As far as I'm concerned, please walk in. You'll have to take the red seat, as the case may be.
About emotional,
Thank you for joining us.
Cheating. I think the thing is, it's about vulnerability. One, because I think being social beings, there's this need to connect.
True.
So when most times when women are lonely in their marriages, they always find someone they can talk to, and usually it's male, because the problem you're having is with a male in your own home. And sometimes women find it hard to understand the difference between emotional cheating and just a relationship. But by the time you're going to work and you try to look extra nice,
because there's that person in the
person
office
in the
that will say, oh, you look
that's
good
cheating.
today.
Yeah,
That's
that's
cheating.
cheating. Or before you go to bed at night, you have to call this person. Before you do this, you have to call this. His opinion matters to you. Whatever he says matters. Yes, there's no physical contact. Yes, but it is cheating.
Now, I noticed that both of you emphasized women. Is it that men are incapable of emotionally cheating?
Well, I think it's not that they're incapable, but it's just easier for them to just go all the way. It's just easier.
Yes, they
For
go
women,
all,
they go all the way.
They go all
it's
the way.
wasting time.
No, but the thing about the men, they go all the way, and guess what? All they say is sorry.
Yeah.
And they get away with it. Yes.
No. I'm coming from. Do they say sorry?
Yeah.
They do say sorry.
No, not all say
No,
sorry.
but let me tell you, they say sorry because they don't mean it. Because tomorrow they're gonna say sorry.
Well, I think I'm more conversant with situations where the man is like, do your worst.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on. You see, the thing here is there are some people who want to keep their marriages, and sometimes if the lady is the breadwinner, I can leave the house. So they're just comfortable in what they do.
That did not come and look as if we're ignoring you. Please introduce yourself.
Morning. First, let me apologize. Nature called. It was so bad, but I had to be here because it was a promise. So good morning. Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, ladies. Nice being here. My name is Kevin Fineface.
Okay, Fineface. You know, we're talking about infidelity and in marriage specifically. And we've established what infidelity is. We're looking at other forms of infidelity apart from the most obvious one, which is breaking trust in marriage by physically giving your body to another person. And we started talking about, is it possible that being too emotionally attached?
There's no denying the fact that the eyes is actually a gateway to the heart. You get to see someone that probably meets up with your expectations in terms of relationship by chance, either in the office, at the airport, in the marketplace or something. There's that thing that oftentimes connects with you, even if you don't have the mind to do anything. You might just be shopping. Someone just says a word that connects with you, and like, wow, it develops that interest. Now, how far you go with that interest begin to determine the level of infidelity you're getting involved in. So some, because there's a compliment, there's something I often says that Once there is a goodwill, vulnerability is close by.
True.
So what do you do with the goodwill that comes? Do you get vulnerable as to not give room for more efforts to be made, or you cut it off immediately? How do you communicate with your partner? How honest are you with your intentions with your partner? That will also determine the level of your involvement in terms of infidelity. So we can't say too deep. The moment the interest shifts, the moment you pick something on someone and you begin to, survey it, you begin to look forward to it, then automatically you're actually off.
You're opening yourself up to the possibility.
That's very true.
Coach Didi, we watched the Vox Pop. We got a mixed review, so to speak. What is your perception of who is more likely to cheat between the man and the wife?
I think men cheat more. Because I think men cheat more. Women cheat as well. Both cheat. But in my opinion, men cheat more. They find it easier. They are more susceptible to it. They are more out there. More women are at home. Not that they can't cheat at home anyway, but I really do think men cheat more than women. But women cheat as well.
Okay. Joy. Remember, we're talking in the context of marriage, not just relationships.
Yeah. You see, the perception that people always have is that men cheat because it's their way of life. That's the norm, especially from this society that we're in. I don't agree. Things have changed. 21st century women are cheating more than the men. What are the excuses? The excuses now is that the men, you're married to a woman, you don't do your normal stuff, you're going outside, and the lady is emotional. And that's why we brought the topic about pornography. Most married women now have gone into pornography. So now, if you watch it, you want to do it live. Take it or leave it, things have changed, society has changed. It's the bitter truth. I think women cheat more than men.
He who is blessed among women.
Well, I think from research, it is proven that women cheat more than men. More
in
married,
marriage?
Yes, in marriage. More married women. Yeah, there was a research that done by a psychiatrist, what's her name? It's Le Pen, and she took her time for 10 years or about 12 years to come up with that result. Now, we say it's more Western. Let's bring it back home here. The tendency for we to think that because more women are housewives and as such they are, not prone to cheating, I think it's false, because the housewives even have the better way to even cheat more. Because you can't even suspect it. She doesn't go out. So she has visitors that come. Some visitors that visit sometimes like women, to be able to carry out their act, or they're going to see their friends. And so men are already arranged in the places where they're going to. We're seeing things happening in Abuja here, for instance. I don't want to mention name, because
certainly you wouldn't.
Yeah, I don't want to mention name because we're seeing things that happen that they've actually formed a type of cult-like, society amongst themselves. They get themselves young boys who comes to satisfy them through different means or other means they call themselves. It's happening now because of religious connotations. Sometimes some people, for fear of retribution, missing out from, in quote, the expected heaven, they tend not to want to do those things in the physical, in the open rather. So what they find out to do is to go more emotional than having some kind of support system through sex toys to be able to satisfy their urge or the urges, or in some cases also book for. There are men who go for hookups. I'm sure you're aware of that. And most men who go for hookups go to married women.
I think you said something, and I think I heard that a few years ago about young boys being out there for women, especially in Abuja.
Yeah.
And this is my opinion, and from a little research when asking people about it, most men who go through midlife crisis end up marrying young women.
What is midlife crisis?
you don't get old, agree.
You're
still agree. Yes.
Yes.
For me, that is simply midlife crisis, and they end up marrying very young women who they can keep up with, because most times these women end up keeping these guys as their side.
Side guys.
They're side guys. Women now have side guys, true, and mostly they are women who are married to much older men. I've heard about this. And like I said, you said there's a research, like you said, maybe perhaps it's Western. I'm not saying, like I said earlier, I said not that many women don't cheat. In our society, men cheat more than women. I said
from your perspective, yes, you can say that, because when we look at certain variables, especially when you look at society that allows for more wives, Nigeria.
That's not cheating. Polygamy is not cheating.
No, I'm going somewhere. Polygamy is a type of cheating that is not actually recognized.
No.
Before the woman comes into the house, he has already started cheating.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, because I mean, like,
I
will marry you
by phone call, you don't just come back to your wife and say, I saw this lady.
I want to marry her.
I want to marry her.
That's not how it happens.
There's something else that started going on, but under the cloak of religion, it seems to be like it's not cheating.
It's okay.
But it's this.
Yeah.
We need to tell ourselves some truth, that we're not a monogamous society, right? We are a people who are kind of open to anything that goes well, and it's fine. I mean, but we use religion as a cloth to cover those idiosyncrasies that beneath our selfish interests. So either we'll find a way to say it's allowed in my religion, or that is allowed in my traditional belief system, or that because I'm not a pastor, because even in the Bible, those who are Christians will say that it's only meant for bishop, apostle, and all that we're supposed to actually have one wife, but the rest can actually have more.
That's not true.
No, but it's there. It's just what's written.
Is there?
That's what it's written.
Hang on.
People are arguing in that direction. I'm saying. You get that direction.
This is something that
there's something I didn't chip in that I think we should talk about it. Extramarital affairs.
Yeah, before we go there, let's wrap this one up quickly, because I don't like, it's not good to leave.
Okay.
It's
all right.
Good.
Now, if we're going to go there,
coming
strictly from the Christian perspective, how many women was Adam given at the beginning?
One.
That's all. So let's just leave that.
So let's you have to say. What I'm trying to say is, we think that women, because when I said women cheat more, I know why I said that.
Yeah.
The sad part now is that women are cheating with women.
Yeah.
It's you see, that's the norm. Women are not interested in the males.
Are men not cheating with men? There are gay men.
No, they are. No, you see, let me tell you. I'm trying
something
to tell you.
Becoming an abnormal thing.
What I'm trying to tell you is that if I come here, I sit here, and I tell you why I think women are cheating more than the men, I have a reason.
Yeah, sure.
So the reason now is that women don't even have time for the men. Women are cheating more with the women.
Are you telling me that there are more women who are gay?
Bisexual.
No, bisexual.
They're bisexual. Actually.
Because I asked somebody, why do you do what you do? They say they know how to get to the G-spot. So why do you bother yourself with some male who can't get to the G-spot, but they would rather do with a female?
So the men are more like, should I say, the paintbrush?
No, I don't know about it. The thing here is that I tend to interact with women more, just like I interact with men. For men, it's a normal thing to do. You understand? But I know that men cheat with men as well. But now, what saddens my heart now is most of these women visit their friends. The men leave you thinking that it's just okay, we're friends. But the thing now is that they don't even have time for their spouse because they're just okay with their female spouse, with their female friends.
Okay, this conversation is already going to a place where I'm getting worried about. Why? You already have men who, if you so much as wave hi to another man, it's an issue. And now these men are watching this program and going like, okay, Halima comes here all the time.
But it's the truth.
Halima can't come to the house anymore. Tell Vera that she shouldn't come. Rosemary shouldn't come either.
No,
I think we're putting married women in reality.
No, really, because that's how many women?
Hang on.
How many women has she come across? We're a society of over 150 million.
I mean, like, I personally
don't
know any woman who has ever admitted to
that
me
is
that
what
I
you
like
think.
women being
They
touched.
won't tell you.
No.
But
you have women who have admitted that to you.
There are men
I also know a lot of women, none of whom have been comfortable enough to tell me that.
I like what you said.
No,
none
please,
of them.
Let me just land. Let me land.
Okay.
You have women that are willing to open up and tell you things like that.
Yeah.
I have a lot of women friends too who tell me a lot of things.
Yeah.
Really deeply personal stuff. And I have not encountered one woman that has told me, oh, you see my friend Rose, when she comes here and my husband leaves, we just sneak into one place and do our thing together because she knows where to touch my G-spot. I have not met one woman who has said that to me. I have not met a friend. No, hang on. No, it could be that I'm a blabbermouth. If they tell me, I'll tell other people. It's possible. Okay. But I have not met a woman who has told me of another woman who told her so. I'm hearing it for the first time. I know it's possible.
Well, I've heard through.
I know it's possible, but I am saying in my own experience, I've not had anybody who somebody has even pointed a finger at this one is doing it, not me. This one is doing it. I've not had it.
Devin, let me put this to you. It's pretty simple.
Yeah.
With due respect, ma'am.
Yeah.
We're a country, for example, let me give us Abuja, for example.
Yeah.
Well, about 10 million people? 5 to 10, I think about 10 million people.
I'm not sure.
How many women has she come across? Maybe, let's say, 100,000? 100,000 out of 10 million people doesn't mean every woman is doing it. You understand where I'm coming from?
Yeah, exactly.
There are some women who are doing these things.
They're doing it.
There are some men who are doing it. It doesn't mean everyone is doing it.
No, I agree, but I'm saying that I know where you're coming from.
Just
like, you cannot decide that because of, the people
you see, the thing here is that you asked me a question.
I understand.
And the question says, just like how you went out asking, who do you think cheats more?
Yeah.
The thing here is that because we're women, we sit down and want to behave self-righteous. But the thing now is that the 21st century woman, I'm a woman, I'm not running myself down, but you see, I want us to give reality checks. Let me give you an example. I'm not too young. Experience is the best teacher as well. So I know that I have friends and I know I interact with people. Guess what happens in a town like Abuja, a city like Abuja? Married men, I think most men now do the supposedly not the 2, they do the 3s. Guess what?
What is the 2?
Okay, all right. The threesomes.
Okay.
And a man tells you, please bring a married woman, because she's not going to talk. I'd rather have who is married than a single woman. If it's not working and it's not something that it's an everyday life thing, do you think the men will tell you, please bring a married woman?
No, there's many people who do it. It doesn't mean everyone does.
Exactly. I think
you're missing it. I'm not saying
not you. You're trying to get from where they're coming from.
There's a point she's actually trying to make, which is the fact that it's not a generalized.
It's not generalized. It's not at all.
It's my opinion.
But on the average, if we need to be able to say this is what we're actually talking about, we need to look at the average, occurrences. What she has actually said is something that's really deeper than what she's actually said, because there are certain things she will say probably can actually go on a confidentiality relationship. Some people have actually confided, some she heard. The experiences in Abuja tells you a microcosm of what is actually happening across the nation. Because we oftentimes see these people coming from different places, right?
Absolutely.
And so character is not something that is local. Right? Character oftentimes is moving from anything you find happening in Nigeria is also happening somewhere else in another country. These things happen. Married women are if I'm proud to this time, the early 2000s when I came to Abuja in 1999, early 2000s I came to in Abuja, married women oftentimes want to become comfort ladies when they are visiting presidents or some dignitaries coming from outside. They became comfort ladies who are oftentimes given to these people, as their comfort ladies, and they are paid so well. Married women in the city of Abuja, early 2000. I'm giving this information now.
Okay. Now, I think where I and Coach Didi align is that I guess we do not agree that women are cheating more. We agree that they're cheating and it's on the rise.
Yes.
But it's a bit difficult for us to say that they are cheating more than men are doing.
Perspectives.
And it's a 50-50 thing. You feel that there are more women cheating. We feel that that is not the case, which is fine. So, what causes cheating? What causes it?
I think anything can cause cheating. Anything can cause, because it's a choice.
It's a choice, I agree.
Cheating is a choice. It's as simple as that. So you can decide to, and you can decide not to. So it can be something like you said, in the airport or in the grocery store, somebody says something, you like her voice, or somebody does something, you like the way her posture, or somebody even shouted and you like the shout. So it can be anything. And I think there isn't a reason why people cheat. I think there's more a reason why you don't cheat. But cheating, anybody can cheat. You can decide this morning that you are going to cheat today. And then there are other people that you can come and stand naked and he'll give you a cloth to cover you and walk away. Yeah. It's a choice.
It's a choice.
There's a choice.
What about you, Joy? Why do you think people cheat in marriage?
I just think that when the marriage goes bad, when you don't communicate with your spouse, because most of the time I tend to tell people that there's nothing wrong in having house helps and people who work for you. But I always tell women that study the man you marry.
True.
If you study the man you marry, and I'm not against women today, but I just want to be honest. Most homes have been taken over by helps. Yeah. And since they're taking over the home chores, they take over their husbands as well. Because now you marry a man, and they say a man takes his wife, and they become one. Now you expect women to do certain things. Along the line, things change. Men love to be pampered. You know, they always say TLC, total love and care. Let's be honest. Most 21st century people have lost everything. So that's why it's easier for them if they have the helps in the house. The helps give them the time. The helps take care of their husbands. Likewise, the men, the driver or the house boys who are there for them. Something just triggers. If you ask me now, why do people cheat? I'm being honest. I really can pick why people cheat.
Let's hear from you, Fine.
Well, there are many factors that result to that. First, we need to understand that our personality differences is also a contributing factor. There are those who are prone to cheating, irrespective of
what you do.
Yeah, they are.
True.
Because of their personality differences. Their biological makes them to be like that. Either a man and a woman. There are those who sometimes is actually generational, right? It's generational, because whatever has happened in the past oftentimes runs through the DNA that you find people. So there's that tendency for them to cheat. There are those whose factor that's either abandonment or selfish inclination. Some of those reasons that actually can all be controlled by the individual if he knows self or she knows herself. I'm willing to say, this is what I've made up my mind to do, and I'm going to walk through it to ensure that I don't do this thing. But because of self-gratification, we oftentimes want to give ourselves that thing that I deserve it. A lady said, because I earn more money, I bring more money, I deserve a boy that will satisfy me also, since the man doesn't do that work that I'm doing.
Okay, Fine Face, I'll have to interject here. We'll take a quick break and we'll come right back and continue with this very interesting discussion.
"24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can watch NTA International live on your TV, computer, iPad, tablet and phone. Log on to visiontv.co.uk and click on Entertainment, then NTAI. You can also download the iOS or Android app on your mobile devices to watch NTA International on the go, anywhere in the world. NTA International, your window to the world.
When there's a child out there that's not getting the same that your own child is getting, the difference will tell, and there will come a time in the society where that child is going to take its pound of flesh.
Where you can actually, everything from watching a program with the child, you can start up the conversation from something on the TV and say, oh, you know.
For me, it's like, hurry up with this business. And the other one said, Auntie, it's not about me, it's about the guys. They're not ready to marry.
Yes. So if she wants to ask something, no, I know my mother very well. In fact, the most interesting one is when I put up pictures on WhatsApp, you know, Snapchat filters and all that, she will call me, remove that picture. There was a day I got tired of all that and I said,
So we've been talking about infidelity in marriage specifically, and we've explored what infidelity is, who is more likely to cheat, why people cheat. In fact, that was the last question. Now, there's also this thing that it could be we've badgered women enough, wives enough, so let's look at the men. It could be that men who cheat do so because they're not able to get the kind of satisfaction they're looking for in the bedroom. There's that line of thinking. Or even the women who cheat, the men, women, whoever is cheating in the marriage. It could be that it's because something is not going right in the bedroom.
Devon, I still stand by what I said earlier. It's still a choice. There are men who cheat because their wives are not tall enough, short enough, dark enough, beautiful enough. Just like there are women who cheat because their husbands are not there enough, or they don't say nice things enough. So it's a choice. You could tell this person, okay, please, I need you to do this. I want more of this. So you do have a choice. If every person in a marriage says, simply because there are some things you are not getting, you will cheat, there will be no marriage at all. That's why the whole idea is to work on it, to talk about it. I think the thing that's missing is conversations. There has to be honest conversations between spouses. Okay. Tell them what you feel and what you want, and then work towards it, because the option should not be to cheat.
So what I'll do is I'll just take a few comments and then I'll still come back and hear your own views as well. So Friday Okenye from Lafia Garage, thank you so much for reaching out. He says he's writing in from Lafia Garage, North Bank in Makudi, that's Benue State. In my own view, men cheat more than women in our society because they believe that they are the breadwinner of the family. I think we've heard that line of thinking from somebody else in the Vox Pop. Somebody else is saying, good morning everyone, 80% of women that cheat are pushed by their unsupportive husbands. This person did not give a name. We have another person here who is saying, my opinion on the issues of cheating is that federal government Nigeria should, as a matter of urgency, ban importation of sex toys so as to reduce cheating. In Kerewem from Akwa Ibom State.
Okay.
Well, we found a way to bring government into this thing, so that's an interesting perspective. Somebody else who has not given a name is saying, I am so much interested in today's topic because it has become a public menace. One factor that causes this is basically the quest to satisfy the flesh, both men and women. So, Coach Didi, you had your say. Fine face.
Yeah, and the question was that, how do we satisfy?
Is it possible that it's because of bedroom issues that some people cheat?
Causative factor, yes, that's one of the reasons. But we can also look at it that how did the marriage got contracted into from the beginning? I've often said that we have a society that truly want to learn based on experience and not necessarily getting the right information before getting involved into marriages. A lot of marriages are contracted. Marriage is supposed to be a covenant. When you get into that covenant, you agree on certain terms. And you're bound by that relationship to keep to those terms. But do we truly understand what we're getting involved in? Or because we need to satisfy societal expectations or family desires or personal, thing to say, okay, I married this person, without getting to know if this person truly meets up with that complementarity that is expected in relationship. So we got involved. Then now after getting involved, we still keep our sides, opportunities.
Exes are a particular menace when it comes to
so that happens. So we need to tell ourselves some truth. And what is the truth? Don't get involved if you have actually not come to know who you truly are, and only get involved with someone who can complement you. So you can meet up, because you can't get everything from somebody.
Yeah.
So you have to make up your mind that this is what I'm taking, and that I'll have to keep to it.
30
Honey,
seconds.
I love you.
30 seconds. Are you advocating premarital sex?
No.
You need to make this clear.
I'm not advocating premarital sex.
So how do you get to know that complementarity
It's easy.
and before
there
marriage?
There are tests that can be done biologically. You can know if the sperm is okay, if the ovaries and everything
That's
is
only for
okay.
fertility.
No, that's one.
Pregnancy.
Two, in terms of virility, in terms of ability to be able to satisfy, you actually know who you are. You can tell if this thing can meet up with your needs. You don't need to actually have sex before.
It's a mindset.
Okay.
You don't need to have sex before. Yes. You
Can
don't
I
need to.
chip in now?
Yeah.
Okay, the thing now is that we're talking about satisfaction
What goes on in the bedroom.
Now is more, for me, I'm going beyond the bedroom. Now you marry a girl who is a bottle shape, and now she has 2 kids, then something that happens. Expansion. Because I hear most men say, oh, she was so beautiful when I met her. Okay, now she's too big. Now she doesn't take care of herself. The person outside looks really nice, looks really sexy. That's the biggest problem we're having now. Some women say, oh my God, when I met him, he was so slim. Now he has a pot belly. I can't even see the stuff. So you see, there's so many things that's going on. So let's forget about if the person's shape has changed. I don't see how the bedroom or the bedroom will not change. So now I always tell people, stop looking at the physical. Stop looking at the physical. Love your spouse the way your spouse should be. Because if you are saying the spouse, excuse me, she's had 3 kids. Now you have so much to do. The government in Nigeria now, things are changing. You have to work extremely hard. I don't think after you've worked so hard, then you come at night, you start telling somebody to do different styles. I think it's not going to work. I think in Nigeria now, it's more of the economical issues that has taken over most homes.
Now, let's find out, is there any way to prevent cheating? Is there anything I can do to get my husband to not look at other women?
Yes.
Or my wife to not look at other people?
Really? Yes, I agree. Look, we might not have 100%, but I think we should try and change certain things.
Like?
Women should try and do what they were married to do. Find a way. Just try and find a way. And stop letting house helps take your place.
I would add this.
What about men?
Okay, men. Men, you see, for me, I think it's going to be very difficult for you to stop the men, in the sense that that's what I'm trying to say. Because you see, let me tell you, in our world, in this society, if you have to go home, it's very difficult for a woman to go home and say you cheated. If you take a man home and said you cheated, because
they'll laugh you out of that
because
place.
you're leaving the marriage because he cheated. Excuse me, what are they going to say? Don't worry, he will not cheat again. Just understand, it's a man's world.
Oh, somebody will actually listen to you and have time to tell you all this.
No, some people do. They do.
Because what I know is that your mother is the first person to tell you, if I start telling you everything your father did to me, you will not even sit here and waste my time. Get out of my house and go back to your husband's house.
So with the men,
so that is why I insist
on
for
the men.
me. I'm sorry.
Yeah. She just said it as well.
Men are encouraged to cheat.
They are licensed.
They are applauded to cheat.
In this
they
society,
are licensed to cheat. Yeah. Polygamy opens the door for the cheating, and when they do it, they enter social media and brag about it. The way Edochie has been told.
Yeah, he has been bragging about it.
He's running. It's the best thing that has happened since sliced bread. He cannot contain himself.
Yes.
He is so happy that he has broken his first wife's heart. When last did you see a woman come out and celebrating herself on social media because she went and hooked up with somebody somewhere? Anyway, Mr. Fineface, how do you prevent your wife from cheating?
Well, preventing someone from cheating is the person's responsibility.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
I agree.
That first.
Yeah.
But I need to also make sure I'm meeting up to certain expectations that we have actually agreed on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Once there's a breach of trust, the tendency to want to satisfy self comes in so fast.
What is breach of trust?
Before the marriage, what did we agree on? What are our sexual expectations? Are we meeting it in a marriage, or we're giving excuses? I'll use this, forgive me, I'll use this pidgin English statement. It said, "Picky way they cry, they see road." No matter the economic situation, no matter the pressures of life, the comfort of life is always constant, which means you cannot compromise that. Except, of course, you give excuses. The woman says she's tired, so my husband don't touch me. If there's a lion coming right now, she will not be tired. She will actually jump up her feet and run. Right? A man who says he has no money and there are so many pressures, if he sees a young girl outside who gives him the right words, he will actually attune to her. So what are we doing to spice up our relationship to ensure we continue to enjoy it, to fade off those things that comes to take away our peace?
Coach Didi, please.
Well, you see, for me, you said how a woman can stop her husband from cheating.
How, whether woman or
whether
man,
you can stop,
what can you do to
a
prevent your spouse from cheating?
Well, I will come from this. Women mental health. The major reasons why women suffer from anxiety and depression in marriage is because they believe they can stop their spouses from cheating. One of the major
they
can, yeah,
okay.
and they cannot because, like you said, it's his responsibility.
Our
You do the best you can as a spouse, but stopping someone from doing something or not doing something, that's out of your responsibility.
Conflict.
You cannot stop
never
someone,
change anybody.
and you cannot make the person do anything.
True.
Yeah.
The responsibility is solely on the person who decides to cheat. You just do your part, and that's all.
Exactly. Thank you, guys.
What
I'll
of a man to
quickly
love
take
the
some more
individual,
messages
you can say.
here. So. Sylvester from Warri Delta State, thank you for reaching out. You're saying good morning. Women cheat a lot. When a man cheats, he is easily caught. But when a woman cheats, there is no sign and it is difficult to catch her.
Except there's receipts.
Ezekiel from Delta State says, I think women cheat more than men, mostly because the husband does not give them all their demands. Okay, if you insist. Then we have somebody here who has not given a name. Good morning. Some men cheat because their wives are too dirty. They don't take care of themselves. This I have heard quite a number of times. True.
It's only an excuse.
It can.
It's
I
still
think
a
it
choice.
can
be an
set you off.
excuse, but look,
But
no,
sir, Devin,
but look,
let's get
yeah.
back to this.
Yeah.
If your wife is dirty, you love this woman, teach her how to be clean.
what if she decides not to be clean?
No.
Then let
hang
her
on,
go
hang
and
on,
marry
hang on.
someone else.
No,
It's
hang
still
on,
an
hang
excuse.
on. I have had a friend, not man friend, a lady friend, who smells, and it's not bio. You can tell that she's wearing clothes that are dirty, bio mouth, and she's somebody I'm reasonably close to,
Oh, you can't
and I've
tell her.
never been able to
But
tell
tell
her.
her.
That's wrong.
You smell.
No, you can't.
I don't know how to start.
You know,
it's
I
not
know.
because I
can
don't
tell her
want
to
to tell
start.
her.
No.
Like for instance, I've never even mentioned it to anybody. That she's not somebody I see frequently. We see maybe once a year. She doesn't even live in Abuja because I'm worried about my friends in Abuja.
Yeah.
They might be smelling their armpits. No, this person doesn't even live in Abuja. We're not in close proximity.
And she's
But
married?
She's married. She has kids. But every now and then I bump into her. She's smelling. She's happy to carry hair that is 4 or 5 months old and everything. And she's somebody who comes from a privileged home. She didn't grow up poor.
Then the mom should
So
tell
I
her.
don't know what's going on, and I
you
love
can't.
this girl, but I
No,
cannot tell her
can't.
you
you
smell.
can't.
No.
I don't know where to start
No,
that
you can't.
conversation.
Actually,
They are not. They are
No,
not.
it's
No,
fine.
they are
Take
not
her to
too.
the hammam.
They are not too close. You
It's
see, the
based,
thing
no,
here.
no, no. It's
Yeah.
based on who I am as a person. There are certain things I can't verbalize, especially if I love you. I'm afraid of hurting your feelings.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know how to
That's
do it.
why-
No,
that's why- we
you
need
see,
to- we need
next
to-
time you know what you do, because I had that experience
Buy her
when the
those
person
peppers.
came in. I put the candle. If you're a very smart person, which I think she picked, when I put on the candle, I was in the house. There was no candle. You walk in, I put on the candle. What does it tell you?
It might not ring a bell for
It
me.
might
I
not
get
ring a bell
No,
confused.
but for my friend, it did ring a bell. And she took it very personal. And you know what? We now sat, because she's not somebody. Look, this kind of thing, you don't just tell people.
Yeah,
I
that
don't,
it's-
you understand?
it's very
you are
sensitive.
saying you would say.
I
What would
can't.
you say?
I
It's
won't
simple.
be able to say
I had a
it.
friend, a colleague, not necessarily a colleague.
And
who-
remember, you're a guy.
You're a guy.
Good, I'm a guy, but you see, we oftentimes want to avoid the feelings. We want to avoid the momentary pain, and leave that enduring, depressing thing. When a friend, you call one a friend or someone, I've actually met someone even on the road and say, guy, this thing smells.
That's a stranger. I'll tell
That's
you.
a stranger. It wouldn't matter to you.
And this guy, what I did was, everybody was avoiding him. If you use your cup, you can't use that cup again.
Jesus.
I'm not kidding. So I went to the supermarket, bought those things that are necessary, and I said to myself, sometimes because of how we do things, we hardly can take care of our dentition, so this can help. Yeah. I lay claim of myself having gone through that before, but that actually helped him, and it was a brainer for him.
Yeah,
like, wow,
I will tell you this. It depends on on your relationship with your friend. If you have a friend I feel that real friendship, you should be able to help me as my friend. If I have a friend who is this bad, honestly, I have to think. I cannot leave her like that. You can arrange for a spa date. Pay for it. Let's go to the spa. Take her to the hammam and get her a thorough scrub. And when she comes out, oh my God, you smell amazing. This is something you should do more often. If her hair is really bad and she is my friend and I think it's really bad enough that it's maybe affecting her marriage, I will take her out to the salon and pay.
In the alternative, if you're a coward like me, you can send an anonymous text.
Yes. Yes, you could.
So, it's been a very interesting one. We've been talking about infidelity within the context of marriage. There are people who insist that it's women who are to blame. Oh, women cheat more, men cheat more, so on and so forth. This is the kind of conversation that could go on forever and a day, but we have to bring it to an end today. There might be a part 2 someday looking at something else like maybe side chicks, who knows. But on this particular edition of the program, this is a wrap. Thank you for watching.